Caymus. Caymus. Hi, Floppycatters. This is my parents' 16-year-old cat, Caymus. He is in later stages of renal disease. Today is September 12th, 2020. He was diagnosed with really bad renal disease on June 5th of this year. He really likes my shoes, so he's smelling my shoes. You know, take it off and see if I'll go for it. And a reader asked me to do, or a YouTube subscriber rather, asked me to do a vlog about why I love Caymus so much. Because as many of you guys know, he's my favorite living ragdoll. So skinny. What are you doing, skinny boy? What are you doing? I just love her shoes. I just cannot get enough of her shoes. Do you want to walk up in the yard so this is more interesting than the concrete? Yes. Could do that. Nui nui. Hi, baby boo. My skinny baby boo. Caymus was, so my parents had a 15-year-old ragdoll cat named Rags, who was the reason I founded Floppycats.com. He's the cat that I grew up with. And they wouldn't let me take my mom, really. My dad didn't mind. But my mom wouldn't let me take Rags. I had purchased a house and wanted to move into it, but my mom wouldn't let me take Rags, so I kept living at my parents' house. So I don't know how it came about. I don't really think of myself as that manipulative, but maybe I was, that I went to get 2 kittens. Well, it was going to be 1 kitten so that Rags could quote unquote train it, and then we could, you know, move on down the road. Well, when I contacted Murphy and Caymus's breeder about getting Murphy, because Murphy's a seal-mitted with a blaze, which means he has a little white stripe on his nose, whereas Caymus is just seal-mitted, she said, you know, your hi, baby boo. It would be best to get 2 kittens because they'll play with each other and they'll leave Rags alone. So then my mom only liked seal-mitted at that point. She only liked that color pattern. And so she said she had another seal-mitted from another litter that might work. And so that's how we got Caymus, was kind of like by default, because the breeder suggested we get 2 kittens with such a senior cat. And it was one of the best suggestions that she ever made, not only because it helped Rags a lot, but because we got Caymus. Because we got Caymus. Right, Nui Nui? That might Nui. That might Nui. So I had a boyfriend at the time who had grown up with a friend whose mom really liked cats. But it was one of those situations where the mom, or that family, allowed the cats to pee and poop all over the house, and the cats hid under the beds and hid under couches and all sorts of things. So he never knew about like living in harmony with a cat, where your house doesn't smell bad, the cat's around, that's not hiding all the time, until he met Rags, Caymus, and Murphy. And he liked Caymus the most because Caymus was huge. Caymus was 17 pounds in his prime. And I mean, I think he's around 9 or 10 now. We have kind of stopped weighing him, or the vets have stopped telling me, because then that makes it easier on me not to freak out all the time. And my boyfriend at the time showed me how beautiful Caymus was, like just by how much he loved him and how much he paid attention to him, and just pointed out like what a sweet, kind animal he is. He is the nicest cat I have ever met in my entire life. And Caymus went to the same vet for 15 years, and then when this all happened we started to go to some alternative vets, and that had never met him before. One met him in July, and the other one met him in June. And both of them are, like, amazed by how good of a patient he is. And he is. He's amazing. So actually, one of them, the one that met him in July, said he's the best cat patient I've ever had in my 35 years of practicing veterinary medicine. And that's the kind of cat he is. He's just a very sensitive, sweet cat, and always has been. So I would leave him in a room with a newborn baby. No problem. He would never harm anything. So that was also one of the reasons I fell in love with him. My Murphy always challenged my Rags, and Caymus never did, so I could bring Caymus over to my house to be with Rags, and he would be just, you know, would follow Rags around, and they would have a good time. And Caymus was always respectful of him, even though he was 15 years younger than him. Let me see if I get it front. No. Caymus is also very skittish for, like, stupid reasons sometimes. So there's that. Nui, I'm sorry. So I think just our bond grew over the years, and our, like, soul connection. And I know. Why are you so special? Well, now I'll probably cry, but the other thing is, Caymus, I haven't asked this of him since June, but he's one of the only living souls that provides great peace for me. I can have a very, very bad day, and just holding him will make me feel better. It doesn't happen with other cats. So my birthday this year was really, really bad, and I held him and felt like 1,000 times better. But at that point, I'm sure he already was sick, but we didn't know it. And that was the last time I, like, if you guys believe in this, sorry for my Evian bottle, that was the last time I pulled on his energy. Now I give him all of mine, but I will really, 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 really miss that, and I already do. I don't know. I don't think I've ever cried completely on a YouTube video, and I'm trying not to cry fully because then you can't understand me. But my sister interviewed me when I used to do more Q&A videos, and when somebody had asked, why do I like Caymus so much, and I started crying so hard that we stopped the interview and didn't include that part in the video. But you can see it because I wiped off my tears with my t-shirt. So I haven't been able to answer that question in a long time, but I think because of everything that's happening now with Caymus, it's important to address it. My Rags had that capability of just like melting away all of my worries. There's few humans that have had that capability in my life. So this will be a huge loss for me. I just think it's a soul connection. He's too wobbly to be doing that. You can go up there. Okay, you can go up there, but don't. He keeps like wobbling off on these higher things, so I don't want him to do that. Careful. Careful. Jeez. Good kitty, Nui. I feel so blessed the time that I've had with him and the things that I've been given. Like one of our readers, Jenna, told me about a video that the two crazy cat ladies did with Dr. Margot Roman, who is a veterinarian in Massachusetts and does a thing called ozone therapy as well as a number of other treatments. And so Caymus started getting ozone therapy in July. That's why he can jump up there. He has the energy to do that. And there's just been so many blessings along the way to keep him at a good quality of life. Nui. I love like this cat in him still, you know, like he's an old man, but he's still like a little kid and like, wait, what was that? Good kitty, Nui. Good kitty, Nui. Good kitty. Was you fine? Don't fall, okay? Okay, we don't want to go to the emergency room for a fall. Caymus. Okay. Careful. Good kitty. Go get him, Nui. We had a rough week a couple of weeks ago. He was meowing all night long. My dad said it sounded like a horror show. And our vet suggested he be taken off of everything he was on. And so we did take him off of everything. And then, except for Serenia and fluids and his phosphorus binder, for those that are familiar with kidney disease. And it stopped the meowing, and I feel like I got my Caymus back, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing like his personality back, which is really exciting. I don't know how long I have it for, but yes, that's a good kid. You got all this stuff on you. Are we gonna go get your fluids here pretty soon? At that point, we also started a phosphorus, LM1 phosphorus. Sorry, I had an ant on my finger, so I blew it off. And it's a homeopathic remedy that the vet that's giving him Ozone created. I'm also giving Ozone at home now, but I take him there twice a week still to get Ozone from her, because I just think it's like a better version of it than I can do. I think of it as like if you were to get acupuncture from a newbie versus acupuncture from like a very well qualified, I don't know, expert. Obviously the one from the qualified expert's gonna work better than the newbie. So that blessing. And then so the phosphorus, the homeopathic phosphorus thing that we're giving him now, which is a liquid that was made for him, we just squirt on his tongue every other day. And I feel like that's brought him back a little bit, personality-wise. That's been a blessing. What else has been a blessing, Nui? You pooping? So a lot of renal cats get, the ozone therapy has two benefits, that he gets the energy from the oxygen into his cells, but he also poops because it's administered rectally through a catheter. It's just ozone gas, and the stimulation in his rectum helps him poop. So that was a big problem I had with my rags, and we don't have as much of a problem with Caymus with that. He has been on Miralax and stuff. Sorry, I just wanted to check his muscle right there. He has been on Miralax to help him. I've given him pumpkin to help him poop, but right now that isn't necessary. And the vet that he's going to for Ozone, the homeopathic one, her name is Dr. Linda Faris. She said that she's thrilled to hear that the phosphorus is working so much because it's helped her or remind her the importance of homeopathy. Which I've done a few interviews on the site about homeopathy, and it's hard for me to understand it, but I mean, Caymus has definitely made me appreciate it and believe in it because of how much he changed within a week. He's a very hard cat to get pictures and videos of because he never looks in your eyes. Right, Nui? Oh, Nui. He's still, I mean, also one of the things that I adore about him is he has the most beautiful coat that I've ever seen. It's the most luxurious to touch of all of our cats. It has a texture. I've only seen it in one other cat that was submitted for Ragdoll of the Week. And ironically, that cat, although that cat lives in Australia, has the same cats in his family tree that Caymus does. What is it called? Pedigree. So it's definitely a gene thing. Right now his coat looks really clumpy and crappy, but it still feels luxurious. It's just the cat, it never mats. It has now because he's not cleaning himself like he normally would. He is still cleaning himself, which is amazing, but not like in his underbelly and stuff. He's getting tired. When we started out today, see how he's on his hocks, which is the back portion of his leg, rather than up on his toes. On his hocks, he's a little bit tired. You can tell he's getting more tired. We've been out here for some time now, and this video is at 17 minutes anyway. So I hope that helps answer why I love him so much, why he's my favorite. You know, sometimes favorites are just favorites. There's no explaining it. You just have your favorites. It's just a gut feeling, or it's a in your heart type of feeling.
Hi, are you so fancy pants? Yeah, so fancy. Hi, my newie. Hi, my new. Are you purring? You're purring, I can hear it. That's my newie. Who's she talking to, Nunu? Where's your Bobo?
I thought I left the basement door open. Excuse me. This is my parents' basement right there, that access door. And I thought I left it open upstairs, but I must not have because Murphy hasn't come down.
Right, boo-boo? But that gave us all so much time by ourselves. So much time by ourselves. Yes. Good kitty Nui. Good kitty Nui.
Oh, something else. Caymus has been on fecal pills, which we got from our vet who sourced them from Dr. Margaret Roman. And the reason for those is also for his kidney disease, and fecal pills are literally feces from another cat. And Dr. Margaret Roman does them from her cats that are fed on a raw diet that have had no antibiotics. So that, I think, also has helped Caymus in this process, because he's gotten stuff that he needs. Because I've basically been told by the veterinarians that as the kidneys stop functioning, the toxicity that they create within the body creates toxicity in other organs. So the gastrointestinal tract, which is a huge part of the kidney process, and then also I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, so the fecal pills have helped him, you know, process food and all that sort of thing. It's actually, it puts the microbiome that's been destroyed over time from the antibiotics that he's received, or the chemicals that have been put on him from flea control or whatever, helps him regain all of that. And it really has, because at one point in this process, he got really interested in wanting to eat kitten food, and he did not have diarrhea, it was solid poops. Whereas Murphy, who obviously also had access to the kitten food, had like pancake batter diarrhea because kitten food has a lot of fat in it. So obviously that's going to create diarrhea. But for Caymus it didn't, and I swear it's because of those fecal pills, because of the microbiome in them. Basically, fecal pills are like the best probiotics you can give a cat that is sick. I was using these probiotics called Azadil on him, but once Dr. Roman talked to our other vet, Sally Barchman of State Line Animal Hospital, she said, you can stop the Azadil because it doesn't have as many probiotics as the fecal pills do. So that's what we did. We stopped. We just get poop pills now. Right? Nui. Nui, did you get poopy pills? Nui. A little wobbly, Nui. Getting a little wobbly, Nui. Where are you going? I'm just gonna do a tour of the yard. Okay, let's call Mom and Dad and see if they're gonna be home soon. I need one of my parents to help me when I give him the Ozone rectally. He's a very good boy and stays, but you can go through there. You can go through there. He's a good boy and stays. However, cats have 2 sphincters, and I can get through the first one, but the second one he won't open up unless he's like completely relaxed. So my mom or my dad will rub his ears and rub his head, and then about a minute or 2 later I can get further up his bottom. So that's why I need someone around to help do one side while I do the other. Okay, you ready? Are you ready? I can't open that door, Nui. That's not how we came out. Okay. Alright guys, Caymus is done, so we're done. Thanks so much for watching. And I'm sure if you've ever loved a cat, you understand why I cried. We'll see you next time.